Hi everyone, it's Jenny. I just thought I'd start off today by doing a layout from my stash. So I have collected a few little bits and pieces, literally scraps of all different types of bits and pieces, ephemera from my stash, and I'm going to use those. So all different collections here of pieces that I have not used, and so yeah, little bits and pieces left over. I've pulled out a couple of bits and pieces of paper, not even sure where I pulled them from, and just thought I'd see how I go. So I will get started. Okay, so I just want to start off by letting you know that this only actually goes for about 5 minutes before my videotaping stopped. I'm not sure why it stopped, but it's a bit painful when I got up and realised that it has stopped. So I have not done very much, but I do show you at the end if you would like to have a look my layout, and I run you through what I have done and talked a little bit. So hopefully, even though you missed out on the whole process, that you will still like the video and still like the layout. So all I've done is I have cut down that piece of paper, and I am just starting to do my layers. So I'm just building up my page and tucking in all the little bits and pieces that I have pulled from all various different collections. And the colours that I pulled for this one were some nice aquas and little bits of accents of orange and pink. So I'm just tucking little bits underneath and trying to work out where this layout is going to go. So it's fun. I love doing the stash dives and making something pretty from bits that I would say are just leftovers and nothing that is from a whole kit. So lots of different bits and pieces from all different sorts of collections. So once I finish doing layouts, I end up just throwing them into a box, and so this is where I have pulled my stuff out from. So that tag, that orange one, you can see that was a blank tag, or a plain coloured tag that I had coloured with some crayons, watercolour crayons I think, and it's just about to stop, and there we go, there's the finished layout. So I'm just inking up the edges of this layout, putting a little bit of black around it to give it a little bit of a border, and then I'm trying to be very careful because I've added my black ink to it, and so I don't want to put my fingers in it. So I will leave you here because I will talk a little bit about the layout, and I will tell you what you missed. Okay, so as you can see, I am finished my layout, and you could see that the recording just stopped. So I'm not sure why the recording stopped. It actually only lasted about 5 minutes, and this layout was surprisingly fast. It only took me about half an hour to do. So I am so sorry that the recording stopped, but I thought that I would share the layout with you anyway and show you what I have left over. So I will just move the layout to the side and show you that big pile of stuff I had at the start, what I actually have left over. So I made a nice little dent in that stash and only have a few bits and pieces. So a few buttons that I can put back into the stash, and a few little pieces of card that I didn't use. So I predominantly went sort of with the greens and a little bit of orange, but I had a lot of orange here which I didn't end up using. So that's pretty much it from that big pile that I had. This will go back into my stash pile again, and I will continue to try and add that to another layout. So I'll just share a little bit of the layout with you and let you know what I did. So basically, as you saw, I started to build up the areas and I have just tucked bits and pieces. So I've made a little top element up there using a Heidi Swap tag and a flare badge. I think that was from Prima. I've had that one in my stash a long time ago, so I'm not sure. These chipboard hearts, I think they were a Studio Calico. I could be wrong. And I've got these Maggie Holmes gold thickers, and these tags here I've had in my stash for a long time. I think they were at Pebbles, and that's a little bit of October afternoon paper. I'm not sure about the background or this piece under there, or I think this was a Dear Lizzie tag pack, and this is a Prima piece. So basically I have tucked things underneath. I've got lots of layers underneath there, layered lots of bits and pieces. The Maggie Holmes bow, that's a piece of Kaiser Craft. That's an old Cosmo cricket that I think I've had for like 10 years in my pack. A little October afternoon date card. And that's pretty much it. I finished off with my Indian ink. So my favourite black ink to add my splatters. And that's pretty much done. And then I just inked around the edges just to give it a little bit more of a border. So I will lift that up and give you a close-up. And like I said, I'm sorry that didn't, let's focus that didn't tape the whole thing for you. I really like the look of this layout, and it's just using old bits and pieces, and like I said, just bits and pieces that I grabbed from my stash. So all different things from all different lines, but just shows that it doesn't matter how old things are. There's a bit of the journaling there. It says, "Special moment, I love that you two are friends, sharing life together and encouraging each other. It doesn't matter what age difference there is. When it comes to friends, it's what joins you together that matters the most." So that's my daughter and her friend Nat. So Johanna's just turned 18 and Nat's about to turn 30, and they are beautiful friends to each other. So Johanna's very, very lucky to have Nat in her life. So yeah, like I said, you know, you can pull your old bits and pieces that you have left over and make something really pretty from them. I'm really happy with this layout. I really like the way that it ended up, and I'm really pleased to have this one in the album. It's got lots of layers like I usually like, lots of pieces tucking in, and my favourite part would be that beautiful Maggie Holmes thicker there. So I will leave you there for now, and thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye!